Here are the solutions to your homework on page 89. So we want to find the area and perimeter. So you have a rectangle here, and that rectangle is in the middle, or the length is going to be 100. And part of the way is 32, so all the way for the width is going to be 64. So to find your area, you're going to do 100, the length, times 64, the width, to give you 6,400. Then the next thing we need to do is take a look at the semicircles. And we have two semicircles, which is telling me that we have one full circle. So I'm simply going to use my area formula for a circle, which is going to be pi r squared. They gave me the radius, which is 32. So I'll square that first. And 32 to the second is 1,024. And then I'll multiply that by pi. So I'll get 3,215.36. And now the last thing I need to do is take my 6,400 and add it to my two semicircle areas. So 6,400 plus 3,215 and 36 is going to give you a total of 9,615 and 36 meters squared. Now, I'm going to erase all that and look at the perimeter here. Hopefully, there we go. Alrighty. So, for your perimeter, what you're going to be doing is finding one side which we already know is 100, which means the other side is 100. So now I need to find the distance around the bottom semicircle and the top. In other words, one full circle. They give me the radius, remember, is 32. So I'm going to go ahead and find the circumference using 2 pi r. So I'll do 2 times 3.14 times 32, which gives me a total of 200.96. So now I'll find my perimeter. 100 plus 100 plus 296. So the area, or the perimeter, is 496.96 meters. For number 2, I'll come over here, and I have a triangle right here. So I need to find the area of that. And then I have a semicircle. So I'll have to find the area of that. So I'll first find my triangle. 1/2 the base times the height. The base is 6 and the height is 8. So, which gives me 24 feet squared. The area for my semicircle, I'm going to have to divide by 2. So 3.14 times, they give me all the way down, but I only want the radius. So that's going to be 5, halfway. I only want halfway, right to there. So I'll do 5 to the second, all divided by 2. So you'll do 5 to the second, which is 25, times 3.14 and divide by 2. And you should get 39.25. Okay, so you'll add those two areas together. 24 plus 39.25 gives you 63 and 25 hundredths feet squared. Now to find the perimeter, we're going to use 6, we're going to use 8, but we need to find the circumference of the semicircle. So in order to do that, we're going to use circumference equals, I'm going to use pi times the diameter because they're giving me 10. I usually just use what they give me. So I'm going to use 3.14 times 10 gives me 31.4. Now we have to divide that by 2 because it's a semicircle. So that will give me 15 and 7/10. Now I'm going to write my number sentence and add 6 plus 8 plus 15.7 gives me 29 and 7/10 feet. Okay, now we're going to go down and do the last one here. Now this one, we've got several things going on. We have a semicircle, we have a rectangle, and we have a triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in that semicircle so I can see that I need 3 pieces of information. Now, I'm going to find the area of my rectangle first. And as you can see, the length with this rectangle is 10. So I'm going to write in 10, and the width is 5. So you're going to end up doing 5 times 10, which is 50 for your area. Now, the next thing you need to see is we're going to come over and do the triangle. And we wrote in your notes that the height of that triangle is about 6. So, and that's 6 inches. So what we're going to do then is use 1/2 times 6 times 2.5. Because remember, I'm sorry, times 5, the whole thing. And when we do that, 1/2 times 6 times 5, we get 15. And then the last one we need to do is the semicircle. So for that, we need to use pi r squared, all divided by 2. So all the way down is 5. So I only want the radius, which is halfway, so the radius is going to be equal to 2.5. So I'm going to use 3.14 times 2.5 to the second power, and then I'll divide that product by 2. So all of that is going to give me 19 0.625. When I divide that by 2, I get about 9.8. So now I've got to add 9.8, 50, and 15. For a total of 74 and 8/10 inches squared. Now, I'm going to go ahead and erase all this because I want to be able to show you guys how we need to find out all of the sides for the perimeter there. So I already know that this is 10, which means the bottom of the rectangle length has to be 10. I know my triangle are both 8, so the only thing I have to find is the circumference of the semicircle here. So I'm going to use, since they give me the diameter, which is the length of the rectangle, as 5 inches, I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I'm going to use circumference, I'll write it down here. Circumference equals pi times 5. So 3.14 times 5 gives you 15.7. And now I have to divide that by 2. So that's 7.85. So that's the 5th number that I need. So I'll go ahead and do 7.85 plus 10 plus 8 plus 8 plus 10. For a total of 43.85 inches.